But there's one obvious place to start. And you have to start, I think, with the scoreline. Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. It's not the first time in their history that Manchester United lost 7-0.
Fourth time.
It's the fourth time it's happened, except the 3 previous times all happened in 1931 or earlier. Like Sir Alex Ferguson hadn't even been born there, right? Yeah. So we need to put this in context. And what I find most extraordinary about this is I ask myself, is this result a fair reflection of what we saw? I'm rewatching the highlights and I'm thinking to myself, maybe 7-0 isn't fair. Maybe 8-3 would be fair, because obviously they had their chances too. But more than that, I'm just shocked how for the first 40-odd minutes, until that Gakpo goal, United didn't play badly at all. And then
no, they didn't.
It just crumbles.
Yeah, completely. That second half is a mystery in a way of how you can crumble so much, how you can capitulate so quickly and so much, concede goals the way they did. I mean, Liverpool scored 7 of 8 shots on target and an expected goals of 2.7. So you can look at the way you want, and Liverpool had an exceptional second half, and they were ruthless in the way they took their chances, the way they score. But they still scored more goals than really they should have in a way. However, they were helped by the fact that United just didn't show up in the second half. The mistake that they made in terms of positioning on the goals, the mistake that they made, the poor passing, it was sloppy. They stopped working hard. They stopped defending. They stopped trailing back. They stopped playing as a team. They stopped everything that they did so well in the first half, in the first 40 minutes of the game, in the second half, which beyond me.
Like, before Liverpool fans jump on us like, oh, you're just pointing out Manchester United.
No, they were
flaws.
exceptional. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I thought for the first 40 minutes, let's be clear on this, I thought both teams played well in the first 40 minutes. And it looked to me like, okay, these guys are pumped. Liverpool have turned the corner a little bit. That the Gakpo, Darwin, Salah front line is finding its feet. The midfield, while it's workmanlike, not particularly creative with those 3 guys in there, is contributing. But something more than one thing can be true, right? Liverpool played well, and then United second half. Can we just write this off as a bunch of individual errors?
Yeah, I think so. I think there is. From a United point of view, you could also be a little bit worried by the mentality of that second half. I know you concede very early in that second half. I think 90 seconds in is the second goal.
Right. And then the third goal is after 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in the second half, you're 3-0 down.
Yeah.
Which is game over in just about every league in the world, unless you happen to be Milan and Istanbul in 2005.
Yeah, but still, I think the way then they fell apart completely, because you can concede 2 goals back to back. It happens to very good teams. It's not. But then to concede another 4 after that, where really some, as we said, came from mistakes, were easily avoidable. That mentality, the thing that this team had been so good at playing as a team, fighting for each other, that sort of cohesion, I come and help you, I don't leave you on your own to defend. There was none of that in the second half. So I don't know if they were maybe tired, if maybe the goals back to back at the start of the second half just knocked them out completely, and after that it was weird.
I think
personally, I also think that Ten Hag made mistakes. The Weghorst positioning is wrong. I think starting Anthony in that position when you know how attacking Robertson is, and you knew there was no way Anthony would do a job on Robertson in that game. Impossible.
So the Anthony one, I think, is an interesting one because it was so obvious during the game and he wasn't tracking back. And nor was he substituted for Jadon Sancho, which I would have expected would have happened at some point. Because clearly, every time they lost the ball, he was staying up. He never tracked back to help, or very rarely did he do that. I'm assuming that's tactical instruction. I'm assuming they're saying...
let Robertson on his own.
Yeah. You know why? Because I've got Anthony... Robertson, if you go up and you provide the width, I've got Anthony there. I'll have the quick out ball, and that's going to somehow dampen Robertson's attacks. I mean, assuming that was the plan. Obviously, it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
But, that's why we see people do that, right? But it certainly didn't look good. And the other thing about him, and I hate to talk about body language, and I've promised, but I'm going to go against myself here. The guy looks disinterested. And when he's sort of wandering around. I know Lionel Messi walks around the pitch.
Yeah.
But my son, Anthony, you're not Lionel Messi. And in the context of English football, when your team's not playing well, it makes everything worse. It just looks bad. It hurts the unity of your team. It dampens the enthusiasm. So I think that's one situation where I think they certainly need to look at that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.